You remember those old school tapes or CDs that you used to make, say Mega Mix, had the little white cartridge in the back with the lines you used to write, Boys to Men, lullabies for my boo. Greatest hits were a thing. People used to make compilation mixes of the hottest shit from whatever brand or genre of music into one thing. This is what I feel I'm doing here. This is the greatest hits of fragrances that you should have in your arsenal that doesn't require you to have 30, 40, 50, 60 fragrances. Let's roll my motherfucking music so I can put you onto the greatest hits you need to have.
You ain't got the answers, man.
Sexy motherfucker. We're all alone in the villa. We're breathing in. There's some friends from the south side. In case you cared, out of all your friends, I want to be Cuba.
Blessed morning, my beautiful peoples. You know who it is. This is your boy, C to the U to the B to the A. Now, if you're in the fragrance community, a lot of these are going to be repetitive, and I apologize in advance, but it is a greatest hits. There is a purpose behind it. There's a lot of new people coming into FragCom recently that don't have all the knowledge or are looking for singular videos to have all the information that they need so they can go ahead and spend a couple $1,000s and have a nice, sexy-ass lineup. That's what this is here. Fragrances that I consider sexy, but this is just a reference point for you to go to start your fragrance collecting journey. The first fragrance that you should absolutely have is the best fragrance in the entire world, that's Yves Saint Laurent Tuxedo. Let's speak facts. If you watch my channel, you already knew that this was going to be in the list. Clearly by the levels of the bottle, you know I'm slightly obsessed, and anybody who knows me knows I'm obsessed with this fragrance. I love everything about it. I love what it does. It's pure sex in a bottle. I mean, there's 358 children just floating in here because this shit is just great. Spectacular, amazing, best fragrance in the world. Might be discontinued, might not. There's a rumor mill going around, and I'm the purpose is gonna get discontinued because I stay popping in these streets. Next one. Not a fragrance that gets a lot of burn from me, but I always give credit where credit's due, and the shit works. Now, this is the 10th anniversary version of it, but nevertheless, it does hit the greatest hits mark, and that's Creed Aventus 10th anniversary. For me, if I'm gonna pick one and it's not the OG version 2012 formulation, it's going to be this one. This is the one that hits me just where I want it to hit me. Great fragrance, mass appeal, known as one of the most popular niche fragrances in the world. So if you're gonna start your fragrance journey and you're looking for something that's gonna garner you compliment, status, appeal, and since so many people know the fragrance smell, they're gonna be like, are you wearing Aventus? Oh shit, you got money. This is the fragrance that you need in your arsenal. It is the greatest hit. Next one. Another one people talk about ad nauseum. It is a hit. It is a banger. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say I reach for this constantly. That's not the case. Clearly, I have some options. But does it work? Does it hit all those points of a greatest hits? Absolutely. And this one is my favorite out of all the flankers. That's Bleu de Chanel Parfum. This is just the best one out of all of them, to be honest with you. This shit just hits. It hits and it hits well. It's a mass appeal, panty dropper, boxer dropper, whatever kind of drop you're looking for, it's gonna hit all those nuances. This is an amazing fragrance that does have a lot of purchasing power and a lot of people buy the fragrance, but this version, the Parfum version, is the one that you wanna get. Next one. Should be on a greatest hits list if nobody's added to it because this coffee, sexy sweetness about this fragrance is beyond amazing. This is Montal's Intense Cafe. This shit is wild. Sweet, sexy, espresso, a little bit of a latte edge, powerful, projection, beastly. You will get noticed, you will get compliments, and somebody is going to want to take you home with them. Guaranteed, or your money back from the company. Not me. Next one. I'd be remiss to say if we're talking about a greatest hits and a compliment monster if I don't mention this fragrance, and that's Amouage's Reflection Man. It's insane. Powerhouse, sexy, musky, beastly, bright, citrusy, little bit of sour, massappeal.com. This, although it's very popular in this whole fragrance space, if you're new to this fragrance space, chances are nobody around you is gonna be wearing this fragrance. So exclusivity factors there, the sex appeal is there. This is absolutely a greatest hits. Another one, it's gotten a lot of burn. Next one. This house has several hits, but if I'm gonna put one in the greatest hits column, this one has to be the first because it's the first greatest hits. Again, it's that first track that you heard that you'll never forget. And this was the first one from this house that I purchased that I'll never forget. That's Parfums de Marly, Harrod. shit is... I neglect this fragrance sometimes, and it's the stupidest thing to do. Tobacco, vanilla, woody, sexy. I mean, sexy. Masterpiece status, if I do say so myself. Again, the house has a lot of bangers, but this one is that first love. You lost your virginity to this shit is crazy. Greatest hits, 100% next one. This one's gonna be one of those new legends. This one is just a mass appealing monster in that same space of Creed Aventus, only a little bit pricier, a little bit more exclusive, but still has that same mass appeal sex bomb that you're looking for, and that's Roja's Elysium. Gorgeous bottle. For me, I would personally pick this over Aventus myself. Again, it lives in that same cosmic bubble, but this for me screams sex club. Swinger party, orgy dungeon, S&M red room, sex, more sex, and nothing but the sex. So help me God. This is incredible and definitely a greatest hits that you need to have. Bright, sexy, musky, mass appealing, citrusy, hits everything that you're looking for in an expensive bottle. Next one. The next one, I'm gonna make the next two, which will be the two following each other, but they're both from the same house. And these are the gems of this house, in my personal opinion, and they're both Tom Ford fragrances, and that's Plum Japonese and Oud Wood. This one is just man's man masculinity. This is as rough, rugged, and raw as you can get. Now, if you want to go the other side of the house, you want to get some sweet, up close, little sniffle cuddles kind of shit, this one right here is juicy, plummy goodness with some herbaceousness and some heavy woods. This is all wood, all the time. Sexy as shit, again, uber masculine, very boardroom, very much party, let's turn up, let's pop a pill. Don't know what kind of pill it is, but let's get crazy. Legendary fragrances in my opinion. Next one. Last and certainly not least in this list, this one is a fucking banger. If you're gonna speak designer, you're gonna have to mention this one. It works phenomenally well, better than the other ones, and this is the latest flanker of Dior, and this is Dior Sauvage Elixir. For me, again, this one is the favorite. Mass appeal. Amazing performance for a designer brand. It has that Dior Sauvage DNA, but with more maturity, more depth. It grew some balls. The balls finally dropped, the pubes sprouted, and now you're left from being a fucking college kid trying to be all party chugging beers to a motherfucker who's finally using his degree and getting paid that nice 6 figures. This is an incredible fragrance. I loved what it did. I went in with doubt and I came out a supporter. Just saying. Those are 10 greatest hits fragrances that you can use to start your fragrance journey. I guarantee you're not gonna regret buying any of those fragrances. All these joints are ball spreads, and I hope you enjoyed this content. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see y'all bitches next time. You know what it is, biggest in the game. Smooches.
Cubaknow, what's fresh, who's best? One of them's gonna pass the test.
For the fly gun holder, money folder, molar roller, star tack when it's time to call back. For the rough, rugged, and raw way, this nigga Jay, it's a game, but he don't play. Hey, for all the chicks that got dead in the penthouse suite on top of my mom's crib. It's nonsense you never get in. It's nonsense that you would think that you would.